Hi everyone, and today we're diving into the basics of creating a simple yet robust sign-up system entirely in Python. You're going to learn how to accept user input, validate that input using multiple security rules, and manage user attempts, all without using any complex libraries. Let's get started. Now, first, the setup. We start with the import sys. We only need this small library because we want to use sys.exit to immediately stop the program if a user runs out of attempts, which is a common pattern in command line scripts. Next, we greet the user and take their basic information using the input function, storing it in variables like name and username. We set the key variable attempt3. This is our counter for how many times the user can fail the password rules. We also define a string special character which holds all the symbols we'll require in the password. Now, our first piece of defensive programming is validating the user type. We use a while true loop. This loop will run forever unless we explicitly tell it to stop using a break statement. Now, we convert the input to lowercase with .lower to make it case insensitive. Inside the loop, we check if user type in user or admin. If the input is one of the valid options, we use break and exit the loop. Otherwise, we print an error and the loop repeats, forcing the user to give a valid answer. Now, for the security core, the password validation, this section is wrapped in a while attempt greater than zero loop. This means that the user can try up to 3 times. Inside this loop, we assume the password is valid by setting is valid equals to true, and we initialize an empty list called error messages. This list is a great way to collect all the things wrong with the password before telling the user, making for much clearer feedback. We check 5 crucial rules, one after the other. If a rule fails, we set is valid equal false and add a message to our error messages list. Now we have here the length check. We use len for the length. We started with if len password is less than 8, we started with if len password less than 8, it will message that it must be um it must contain minimum of 8 characters. So this function here will check the minimum 8 characters. We use powerful Python trick here. So this char is character, and for char in password, the any function checks if at least one character in the password satisfies its lower condition. We do the same with upper. Similarly, we use isDigit to ensure at least one number is present. And finally, we use any char and special character for char in password. To confirm, the password contains one of the symbol we defined earlier. Now this is the special character. Now if all 5 check pass is valid, is still true, and we hit the first break statement to exit the passive validation loop. However, if is valid is false, we jump into the else block. We print all the collected error messages and then critically we decrement counter attempt 1 -1. So if attempt is still greater than 0, the loop repeats. If it hits 0, we print the failure message and use sys.exit to terminate the program immediately. Now, assuming the password was validated, we move to the final step, confirmation. We use another while true loop to ensure the user types their password the same way twice. We prompt for the confirm password and check if password is equal confirm password. If they match, we print the success message, confirm the user type, and use break to end the entire sign up process. If they don't match, we print an error message and confirmation loop repeats. And that's it. You've learned the functional secure sign-up process in Python that handles input, validates against multiple criteria, and manages user attempts. You can now adapt this concept for any project where you need to validate user data. Thank you.